Shalom. Salam. Okay. We look at past recent events of this year. 2011, from the tsunami that took place in Japan several months ago. Then we had the earthquake in New Zealand this past year, and just recently, a couple days ago, October the 8th and October the 9th of 2011. So you had that connection with the modern president of the US, or modern day Mystery Babylon meets Gaddafi, a dictator that's been around for quite some time, and his conflict with his Imperial Majesty back in those times before the betrayal of his Imperial Majesty back in 1974. Then you had the so-called assassination of Osama bin Laden after all these years, only taking a whole decade, and they supposedly got him just now. And who takes full credit for this? No one else but the man himself.
Tonight, I can report to the American people,
based off this terrible day that took place over 10 years ago. Can you tell me why this man, who was president at the time, did only so much about it? We go from the focus on 9/11 to
Saddam Hussein has gone to elaborate lengths, spent enormous sums, taken great risks to build and keep weapons of mass destruction.
Saddam Hussein is determined to get his hands on a nuclear bomb.
And this has often contributed in the past decade to what we're dealing with now in 2011.
The price of oil is skyrocketing.
This area around
homelessness,
was basically the center of the
lack of jobs,
prospectors pitching their tents along the banks of the American River.
He remained defiant, but some has remained hidden.
They invaded one of his compounds in Libya a couple of months ago, on the same exact day. You had the earthquake that took place right here in the East Coast of the U.S.
Inside the monument when the quake struck.
This is how an earthquake looks 500 feet above the earth. Surveillance cameras throughout the Washington Monument captured August's 5.8 magnitude quake. As the
railing, and I probably would have fallen if I had not been near that railing.
It's inside of the monument.
Snapshot of heroism. That ranger, she went back up to make
the
sure that
obelisk
everyone
has a
was
huge
out.
crack
The monument
in it.
Remains closed indefinitely as more damage inspections do get underway.
The obelisk, known as the Washington Monument, almost collapsed. Could this be a warning sign? Oh, is it possible that ancient fulfillment of prophecy is still taking place right now as we speak? The ancient kingdom of Babylonia from Nebuchadnezzar, symbolizing the dream interpreted by the prophet Daniel of the Israelites, Yahweh's chosen people, or God's chosen people, going down to the different kingdoms from ancient Rome, Persia, Greece, the fall of Rome, and modern day Babylon. Being Mystery Babylon, spiritually prophesied as the Americas, the downfall of England, and this whole Babylon kingdom we know as America. Apollos, or better known today as the Apostle Paul, made such an impact throughout the world, starting from Israel, from the traditional Promised Land. And who were the original people of Israel, the once lost but now found tribes of the original Hebrew Israelites. Followed by the genocide of Native Indians or Native Americans right here on so-called American soil, the foundation of this so-called great nation, along with other people of even European descent that were duped to coming over here for so-called freedom or religious freedom. So you think about a nation stemming from England and Great Britain, but still founded off slavery, oppression, and genocide, along with prejudice and segregation. Which brings us back to present times. Right here on Earth, people are suffering hell right here on Earth in this physical realm. Yet America, the so-called superpower of the nation, has the power to help these people, yet we spend so much energy and effort and money on warfare and bombs, supporting wars and rumors of wars through greed.
Severe malnutrition leads to death. It stunts growth and forces the body to turn on itself for food.
Right there, outside of Ethiopia and Somalia, right there, outside of the new Zion on earth, the new Jerusalem is prophesied in the book of Revelation, in the book of life. Apostle Philip to the Ethiopian eunuch, taking that original Brit Hadashah or gospel message back to Ethiopia, which already had its original Hebraic and Judaic roots from that actual bloodline of King David through Solomon. Then you had the betrayal of His Imperial Majesty back in 1974-75. So as you see, these things have been going on for a long time upon this earth. We have people spending all this money. The powers that be have all this money and power spent on airplanes and bombs and weapons of warfare.
All the way from North Carolina.
You wonder why you have an earthquake on the east coast of America, out of all places.
This is Times Square in New York.
Then you have Wall Street and all this fuss that's been taking place in the past month already. Protests on Wall Street, oppression and police brutality right there, arresting people for simply protesting about all this economical crises, people that have lost their jobs, their school loans because of this economy.
America's attempt to follow
People are rightfully ticked off, as all of us. I myself am someone who has lost their job in the past year.
Wall Street on the
So what has been the main attraction today on CNN? The underwear bomber from years back pleading guilty because the mainstream television and the media is ignoring the whole protest on Wall Street. So you thank God for genuine teachers out there, as opposed to false witnesses or false prophets. You had false witnesses like Harold Camping predicting the so-called end of the world this past May 21st of 2011.
I'm just taping it, if you don't mind.
Millions the world over wondered whether May 21st, 2011 would begin the countdown to the end of the world. Thousands of believers thought they would vanish into heaven on this day. The leader who said these things has spun yet another doomsday scenario, and thousands are again awaiting a rapture. This false prophet will be wrong again.